Dak Prescott and the Cowboys put up more impressive offensive stats once again, but still couldn't keep up with Baker Mayfield and the Browns. Odell Beckham Jr. found the end zone 3 total times, and Cleveland had over 300 rushing yards. Dak became the first quarterback to have 3 consecutive games of 450-plus passing yards, but it came in a losing effort for the second straight week. So, Shannon, what is the biggest reason that the Cowboys lost?
It's Jason Garrett's fault. Because for the last 4 years, I've been up here at this desk, and for the perpetuity, 8-8. That was somebody dubbed it. Call that man Jason 8-8 Garrett. Why is this team unprepared? Why is his team fall behind? It's Jason Garrett's fault. Well, Jason Garrett is not there, and guess what? They fall behind by larger numbers now than they ever did when Jason Garrett. This game, down by 27 heading to the fourth quarter. Down by 15 or 16 against Seattle. Down by 19 to the Falcons. Again, your guy, this is a classic example of empty calories. Because let me tell you what your guy did when the score was tied 14-14. 14-14, the score was tied. Dak Prescott went 8 of 15, 53 yards. He lost the fumble. 5 drives, 0 points, 5 total first downs. But everybody talking about, man, did you see Dak, what Dak did through for 500? Meaningless. You're down 27 to start the fourth. They ain't playing hard. And if the Browns could catch, they'd have hung 70 on them. If they could just catch the football. Because I got a couple of things I want to show you. I don't even really like showing copy skill, but sometimes to get my point across, I will ask them, video to pull some copy. DJ, drop a track for me right quick. Let me talk over this thing. Now, this is Dak right here. The most accurate guy right here. That's a pick.
Agreed.
Okay, what about this?
I saw 4 of those.
Right here. That's a pick.
There's number 2. Yep, this should have been picked.
What?
This is an easy pick. That's an easy one.
Even the touchdown to
There's a 4th one of those, too. You didn't go farther.
Denzel Ward got the 4th one. Skip, even the touchdown to Amari Cooper. If the safety doesn't take a horrible angle, that's a pick. He took a terrible angle.
Yep.
And so this is what we're seeing when the game is nip and tuck. Right there to be had for the Cowboys to gain some separation. Nothing happens. But the moment the game gets out of hand and the defense start backing off, it's like, okay, we don't want to give you anything cheap or deep. Okay, here goes Dak. Bing, 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 bing. But Skip, where was that when the score was 14-14? He had 5 total drives. He was 8 of 15, 53 yards. He lost a fumble. 5 total first downs in those drives. And I told you what was going to happen. I said, they're going to run wild over you guys. I said, as long as you don't ask Baker Mayfield to win this ball game, they did this without Chubby. Just a matter that they had Chubb Rock toting it.
Well, they had him for a while.
And he left.
Oh, so he ran wild. He had 7.2 yards per carry before he got hurt.
He'd have had more than that had he stayed in there.
Yep. You ever heard of D'Ernest Johnson?
I heard of him yesterday.
Yeah, because he had 90. He led them with 95 yards rushing yesterday.
And then Odell. First of all, Skip, if Baker Mayfield was as accurate as you told me that he was, he had Odell wide open for a touchdown that would have blown the game open. He throws the ball out of bounds. Odell had smoked Worley. I think that's the 28. I think it's Worley. Had smoked it. And then he throws the ball out of bounds. Look at this, Skip, right here. Look at this, Skip. Skip, what is that?
Yep. He threw a bunch of good balls, though.
Because they minimized his throws. And you see what a lot of those throws were on what, Skip? Play action. When you can run the ball like that, you're going to get some play action. Oh, Odell. Ooh, Odell looked good yesterday, didn't he, Skip? I love it. I told you. And I told you I saw you coming. That's why I slid that extra case up in that thing.
You did.
Got me 2 of them things off old Skip Bayless.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, then here we go. I'm about to blow the roof off the Fox studios about my Dallas Cowboys that are not mine anymore because I am D-O-N-E done. I told you last week I would give them one last hurrah. Why did I propose the bet with you? Because I wanted to put all of my faith, all of my emotions right out in the middle of the table and say, okay, gentlemen, one last shot at respectability. One last shot at legitimacy. If you are the team I thought you were back in August, a team that I thought could slowly but surely become at least a dark horse contender to win the NFC and get to the Super Bowl, a clear-cut division winner in the NFC least, then you would beat the Browns by 10 or more points yesterday in your own stadium as a 5.5-point favorite. And what happened? They stunk it up worse than they've ever stunk up a home game in my eyes. It was a disaster from start to finish. It was everything that's wrong with this year's Dallas Cowboys because they are all icing and no cake because they have no defense. It's not only the worst defense in the NFL right now, it's the worst defense in team history unless you want to go back to that expansion year in 1960 when they were 0-11-1. I could argue that defense was a little worse than this one, but not much worse because this is all-time humiliating. This is throw up in your mouth humiliating. This was hard for me to watch, hard for me to stomach yesterday, and I have seen enough of it. And I was happy last night that your Eagles actually looked respectable. I thought on defense last night, Philly looked pretty good. Yeah. They went into San Francisco against a Nick Mullins who'd thrown for 346 at Giants, for what it's worth, at Giants, and you were raving about, did you see what Kyle Shanahan did with another quarterback? Yep. And I thought, well, surely he can throw for 250 or 300 against the sorry Eagles, and he could not. He threw for barely 200, and he turned it over 3 times.
Turnovers what killed him.
Just killed him, and all of a sudden I sat back and said, you know what? I'm relieved because the Eagles right now are a little better even than the Cowboys are, which is hard for me to spit out, but it's the truth. They're a little better, and they deserve to be better, and they deserve to be in first place because I told you last week I don't want my team to back into an NFC crown. It would be fraudulent. It would be counterfeit. I don't want a default division championship. What happened yesterday was they actually got off to a decent start, which I hope they would just seize control. But what happened first? The Browns used a trick play to score the 7-0 touchdown. And I immediately tweeted, Browns, you don't get it. You don't need to run a trick play. Just let Baker throw it to Odell because they can't stop Odell. So why would you use a reverse pass? Why would you let Jarvis sort of leap into it like it was a javelin throw?
He put it on the money, too, though.
Hey, he threw it with all of his body and soul is into that throw, and he whipped it as hard as he could, and it hit him right in the hands. It was beautiful. It was. And the point was, I sat back and said, you're rubbing it in, man, because we don't deserve a trick play. You can score it any way you want to score it. You can run it. You can let Baker throw it. You don't need to resort to a trick play. But then what happened right away? What happened to my offense? Here comes my offense, and it goes 5 plays, 89 yards, and CD catches his first touchdown pass from 43, 7-7. Right. Then guess what? Voila. It happened one time yesterday. It actually happened 3, but they made Baker punt. And then what happened? Here we come back again, and we go 9 plays, 84 yards. 9 plays, 84 yards. And the one you talked about, that laser right between the 2 DBs, it probably should have been at least knocked down.
Or Mars should have got knocked out.
Okay.